Hello students, I'm here with another video from the chapter of class 10th NCERT book, that is How Do Organisms Reproduce. Before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all that till now in this chapter what we have discussed. So we have started this chapter by understanding the meaning of the word reproduction, which means that or to the word reproduce, which means that any organism is there, it has to increase its number. So the process by which any organism is produced again and again, that is said to be as reproduction. As the name only suggests the answer, it is reproduction means it is produced again. Okay, now if each and every organism is there and if reproduction is not going to take place, then what would happen? What would be the consequences? So the very important fact what would be there is would be like if the animals or the plants or the organisms which are present on this earth, it is in the various forms, and if these various forms of insects and the plants and the birds or the animals which are there on the earth's surface, they are going to be extinct after some days. Why? After some years, not the days. After some years, why this would happen? Because their numbers are fixed. And if the numbers are fixed, it means that there and what is the I mean, if the person, if the thing is living, so the living things have certain features. What is that feature? The certain feature means it has taken birth, it is growing, it is going to grow old, and it is going to die finally. So from and after the death, what would happen? The number would be decreased. Now there are, if there is a fixed number of plants and animals or organisms are there, different organisms are there. So if they are not going to increase their number, then someday or the other there would be extinction, complete extinction of that particular organism. Okay, so this is the need of reproduction. So we have studied about the need of reproduction, that is the complete to increase the number. Okay, now, while reproducing, the cells are having its blueprint. Why all the animals or all the variety of one animal is looking very alike? Are they very much similar or they are exactly the same? So the next question would be this. So we found that each and every similar looking organism is actually, they are similar, but actually they are not exact copies. Okay, so while reproduction, while the in this number is getting increased, there is certain, I mean, the parts which are getting, because of which all the organisms are looking similar. All the organisms means one variety of organism looks very similar. Whether we talk about the different plants, if we take rose plant or if we take neem trees or if we take different banyan trees, okay, so all these look like similar, but there is structural similarities, there's no doubt, because most of the blueprint, or where is this, why we have talked about this blueprint? We have talked about this blueprint because when the cell is increasing its number, this blueprint is getting transferred. What is it? The basic design is present in the DNA. This DNA from one cell is getting transferred into the another cell, and then again what would happen? It is going to be transferred to the next generation. So this basic idea, this basic design of any individual or any organism remains same, because of which there are structural similarities, but actually at genetic level there is no similarity. Okay, there is similarity, but there is some differences also. And in the language of this genetics, in the language of science, this difference is said to be as variation. Now, the idea behind studying variation is that if there is no variation, there would be no increase in the type of the different organisms. Okay, if the organism is increasing, it means that it is because of the variation. That if the new variety of animals or the birds, the plants, or the trees are coming, this is because that half of the DNA which was present was transferred to the first generation, but some part got changed. some part got this variation got accumulated. This variation got stored in that particular cell. Now, because the cell is derived from the different individual, it is having its own qualities together with the qualities or the DNA of their parent. Okay. Now, the changed part is said to be that there is certain variation in it, and this variation is getting accumulated, and this variation is carried forward. Okay, it is carried forward. Now, when it is carried forward, it is having certain different things. Certain different things means they are genes. Now, these genes are having the they are already having the information regarding each and every part of organisms. Okay, we have discussed this thoroughly. Now, I want to discuss today the different types of reproduction. Okay, so after discussing that the variations are present, so these variations are going to be, they are very important, and to survive in a particular niche, all these variations are important. Now, how are these variations going to come in a particular animal? I mean, in a particular organism. If we talk about the animal, we are just we're just simply studying about the different organism, whether it is plant, animal, human beings, or bird, insect. Okay, so we're just talking about the organisms. Okay, so here we will study about the different, how is this variation accumulated. This variation is getting stored in the cells, in the DNAs, just because of the types of reproduction. Okay, now what are the types of reproduction, children? What are the different types of reproduction? So there are two main types of reproduction. Okay, so what are these two main types of reproduction? Now, I have given you the basic concept regarding why we are studying these types of reproduction. These types are coming, these types are the only reason for the variations, and that is resulting in the formation of different species, in the formation of different types of organisms. Now, if the variation has to accumulate, it has to undergo the type of reproduction. Now, there are mainly two types of reproduction. The first one is asexual mode of reproduction. Okay, and the second type is the second type is the sexual mode of reproduction. Okay, now here the asexual mode and sexual mode of reproduction, these are the two major types. Now, what are the differences, or what is the similarity, or what is the definition, what is the meaning of these two words? I must make you all clear. So here the first type says it is the asexual mode of reproduction, which means that, we'll discuss this first. Okay, so which means that there is the reproduction where new individuals are produced by one single parent. Okay, so here asexual mode of reproduction means it is a type of reproduction where new individuals are produced by one parent. Okay, only one cell is there which is giving rise to different daughter cells, and this is said to be as the asexual mode of reproduction, where the germ cells are, or the gametes are not required. Okay, the different types of cells are not required. Okay, we'll discuss this gamete part in the next mode of reproduction. Okay, now the second mode of reproduction was the sexual mode of reproduction. Now, what does this mean? This is just the opposite of asexual mode of reproduction, which means that the formation of new individual Okay, the formation of new individual taking place, which involves two individuals. Okay, or they require two parents. Fine. Now we require two different types of gametes. In this, we require gametes, and that too two different types of gametes. Okay, so these are the two basic idea. This is the two basic pattern of increasing in number, where there is no involvement of the gamete cells. There it is said to be as the asexual mode of reproduction, and in the second part, which is said to be as the sexual mode of reproduction, where two different individuals are required. Okay, two different gametes are required, which is one gamete is going to come from one individual, and the second type of gamete is going to come from the second type of individual. Okay, so in today's class I'm going to discuss about only the first type of reproduction, that is asexual mode of reproduction in different organisms. Okay, so we'll discuss about asexual mode of reproduction. Okay, asexual mode of reproduction. Now, what are the different modes of asexual mode of reproduction? So, in this chapter, we have to study where this mode of reproduction means it is the only where one single parent is required, no gamete formation is required, and of course, yes, I'm just wanted to make it very clear that in the last class where we discussed about variation, children. So, in this variation, we have talked about that in variation, this variation is getting accumulated, but there is certain difference in each and every individual which is being produced. So what was that difference? And that variation was very slowly accumulated. If sometimes it is very slowly accumulated. Okay, now why this is slowly accumulated? It is going to slowly accumulate in the cells if the cell is undergoing asexual mode of reproduction. Okay, because only one type of DNA is involved over here. So when only one type of gametes are, there is no involvement of the gametes, only one parent is required, and if only one individual is required, it means that all the information regarding the next generation formation is present only with the one individual. It means that the same DNA is going to get copied, so there is less chance of the variation getting accumulated in that particular cell. So if the cell is undergoing asexual mode of reproduction, the lesser amount of variations would come in the next generation. Now, if less amount of variation is going to come in the next generation, it means that it is going to, the evolution is going to be affected. This takes place very slow, at a very slow pace. Okay, so if asexual mode of reproduction will take place, then the variation would be very less, and if the variation is less, it means that evolution will also take place in the very lesser amount. Evolution means the formation of new species is going to take place in a very longer time period. Okay, now next thing, what are the different types of asexual mode of reproduction is, first we have to study about fission. Now fission is of two types. One is binary and multiple. Second type is multiple fission. Okay, now the second type of asexual mode of reproduction is budding. Okay, and the third type of asexual mode of reproduction is spore formation. Fine. The fourth type of asexual mode of reproduction is the regeneration. Next is fragmentation. Okay, so these are the different modes of asexual mode of reproduction, different types of asexual mode of reproduction. And the last type of asexual mode of reproduction is vegetative propagation. Okay, this again is of two types. Vegetative propagation takes place naturally. So natural vegetative propagation or artificial vegetative propagation. So these are the different types of vegetative propagation. I'm going to discuss this in details when I'm going to discuss about this topic. So these are the different modes of asexual reproduction. Okay. So asexual mode of reproduction where we have to study about these many types of methods. Okay. So the first one is the fission. Fission is of two types. One is binary fission and the next is the multiple fission. Okay. Next is budding. Next, third type of asexual mode of reproduction is spore formation. The fourth type of mode of asexual reproduction is regeneration. Then fifth is fragmentation. And the sixth and the last type of asexual mode of reproduction is vegetative propagation, children. Okay. So on the whole, I'm telling you about the different ways by which the numbers of individual would be increased. Now, please remember that this asexual mode of reproduction is going to take place maximum, most of the times in lower organisms. Okay, it takes place maximum times in lower organisms. What do you mean by lower organisms, children? We have already studied in class 9th that classification regarding classification of the animals in the diversity chapter, where all the invertebrates and where we have studied 5 kingdom classification, in which the first was kingdom Protista, then Monera. Okay, so we have discussed all these things. So where the animals are unicellular animal or sometimes multicellular animal, but they are microscopic in nature. So they are very smaller organisms. So they are going to undergo different types of these asexual mode of reproduction. Okay. So fission, budding, spore formation, this regeneration and fragmentation. All these are going to take place in the lower organism most of the times. I'm saying not all the time, children. Please remember there is a difference. But this vegetative propagation takes place in the multicellular organism in the plants. Okay. So here this fission takes place in the animals as well as in the plant. Okay. Then maximum times it takes place in the unicellular animals. Budding takes place in the fungi. Spore formation takes place in the fungi. Regeneration takes place in algae. Then fragmentation again it takes place in the algae. Fine. And then the last one is the vegetative propagation that takes place in the multicellular animal or the larger plants. Okay. So one brief idea regarding the different types of modes of asexual mode of reproduction I have given you. Even you all might have studied about these types, these methods in your lower classes. Say for in class 7th you have studied. Okay, in class 8th also you have studied about these reproduction methods in your science class. Okay. So I'll discuss about the first method of asexual mode of reproduction, that is fission, in today's class. So here what happens, what is the meaning of the word fission? Fission you have already studied in physics, isn't it? What is the meaning of the word fission? So fission simply means to divide. Okay. So where we have studied this fission, we have studied in nuclear energy when I was telling you. So this nuclear energy means it is a way by which one heavy nucleus is broken down into smaller pieces. Okay. So here also one large nucleus, one large cell is going to break down into small pieces. Okay. Sometimes in two, sometimes more than two. This is known as, or this could be broken down into 3 parts. Fine. 3 or more than 2. Now if simply this fission means it is the division of cells. Now Which types of cells are going to undergo this fission? Fission means to divide. So one complete cell is going to divide into new individuals, and from the parent cell the daughter cells are produced. Okay, now here only I will tell you that where is this fission taking place? This fission is taking place, this division is taking place in the animal called amoeba. Okay, there could be plasmodium, amoeba. So these are the mainly fission is taking place. Now in amoeba, binary fission takes place. Fission means to divide. It is a method of asexual reproduction where the individual divides and forms. They are going to they divide and forms two individuals. Okay, or simply we could say that fission is an asexual mode of reproduction in which a unicellular organism divides and forms two or more new individuals. Okay, so fissions are of two types. We have already discussed this. One is binary fission and other one is the multiple fission. Okay, so in the binary fission, fission means it is the division of individuals, children. Okay, so it is for unicellular organism. It takes place in unicellular organism. See, when the organism is unicellular, it means that it has only one cell. Now that very cell has to perform all the life processes, digestion, respiration, circulation, excretion. Now even reproduction also has to take place in the one cell only. So this becomes very difficult because there is no machinery over there. There is no proteins. There is no different types of methods which can take place in one single cell. Actually, this single cell is having only the cell and the nucleus and the cytoplasm. What it can do is to take up only the simplest method of reproduction, which can increase its number. So the number can be what is the basic idea regarding reproduction is to increase in number only. So there is one simple method of increasing in number is that the idea regarding increasing in number means we need to transfer the DNA. Okay, we need to transfer the nuclear material only. Now, if the nuclear material or the nucleus is getting transmitted or it is getting transported to another different individual, it could increase in number. Very simple. As we know that this DNA is the blueprint. Okay. So this means that only this information is required. This information, this DNA transfer is important. Now, how this DNA transfer is taking place, that hardly matters. So, see, one single celled animal is there. The problem arises here that if single cell is present, then that cell has to transfer its DNA. So, what it does is it takes up a very simplest method of fission where a cell divides. For example, this amoeba, it is having cytoplasm. Okay, and it has nucleus. Okay, now this nucleus has nuclear material. This is going to divide and form two different cells. Okay, now these two cells which are arise from this amoeba is said to be as the daughter cell and this amoeba is said to be as parent cell because this is giving rise to two different individual with its DNA. Now, while copying, this DNA is going to undergo a process of replication, undergo a process of copying, and while copying, a little amount of variation would also occur, but that hardly we can recognize. That is why it is said to be as these daughter nuclei, these daughter cells are exactly they are the similar type. Okay, they are exactly the similar type. So in fission, for unicellular organisms, cell division or fission leads to the creation of new individuals. Many different patterns of fission have been observed. Mostly bacteria and protozoa simply splits into two equal halves during cell division. Organisms such as amoeba, the splitting up of two cells during division takes place at any plane. Okay, it could divide in this plane, it could divide in this manner, it could divide in this manner, but it is going to divide only in the two parts. So this is said to be as binary fission. However, in unicellular animals, somewhat more organisms or some organization of bodies there, which is seen in the Leishmania. Okay, this is one organism which looks like the slipper, or we could say like this. Okay, so it splits up from the lateral plane. Okay, which is from the vertical plane. It divides into two parts. So this is said to be as the binary fission because two daughter cells are being arised. I mean, two daughter cells will be produced. So that is, but the plane of reproduction is different. Okay, so here it is taking place in a horizontal, this vertical way. Sometimes in this amoeba, as it is irregular shape because it is not having any shape, this can be divided into different, I mean, any shape it could be divided. But this is going to give rise to only two daughter cells. Okay, now fission means it is the division of one individual into two daughter cells. These are the new cells. Okay, one amoeba is there which is having cytoplasm and the nucleus, where what happens, this is going to first, the cytoplasm is going to divide, this first the nuclear division is going to take place. The nucleus is getting enlarged and it gets enlarged, and here what happens in the middle, it starts the constriction, means it is going to enlarge and forms constriction. Okay, means the narrower portion would be coming in the center. Now after that what happens, after some time this amoeba also start enlarging, and the different, this nucleus constricts more. Fine. Now what happens, the cytoplasmic division starts. So because of the cytoplasmic division, half of the cell receives this nucleus and half of the cell receives another part of the nucleus. Now the last part would be two daughter cells would be formed as a result. I think this is not visible, so I'll draw just above. So two daughter cells are going to produced. Okay, so here what would happen, two cells are going to produced. Okay, now here what is this cell from where we are starting is said to be as the parent. This is said to be as parent cell or parent amoeba. Okay, and the next is said to be as the daughter amoebas. So these two are the daughter amoebas. Any shape you could draw? They are said to be as daughter amoebas. Okay, now the question arises here, why not son? Only the daughters? Why so partiality? Okay, so here we are just saying that parent cell will give rise to two daughter cells. So this type of fission, this is a type of fission because it is dividing into individuals. Okay, and if it is dividing into two individuals, it means that it is a type of binary fission. So it is a type of binary fission. This is binary fission. It is dividing into one cell, dividing into two daughter cells. Now the question was, why not son? Okay, so it is said that only the females have a potential to develop a new individual. Okay, so here also this tells that the parent cell is going to give rise to two daughter cells. Again, these are going to grow and give rise to next generation. So these are said to be as they're the daughter cells because only the female cells are responsible for increasing in the number. So only females have the potential to increase to produce a new young to produce a new individual. Fine. So that is why this name has been given. It is said to be as the daughter nucleus. Okay, it is said to be as daughter cells. So this was about the binary fission, children. In the next class, I'll discuss more about the next type of fission, that would be multiple fission. Okay, so that's all for today's video. In today's video, we have discussed about the various types of asexual mode of reproduction, and where we have seen this first mode of reproduction, that is fission, which means division of cells. And if the division of cell is taking place and it is going to give rise to only two types of two parts or the two daughter cells, it is said to be as binary fission. And if it is taking place and giving rise to more than two types of two daughter cells, it is said to be as a multiple fission. So that was all about binary fission today. I'll meet you all in the next video with some more ideas regarding the multiple fission. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for watching the video.